Estradiol, the normal range. In this section, we're going to look at testosterone and estradiol levels using NHANES data, as well as look at the testosterone and estradiol levels in clinical studies to better understand what the normal estradiol range represents. The Quest Diagnostics reference range for estradiol in men is less than or equal to 29 picograms per milliliter. However, this range was internally derived, and no publicly available data have been provided regarding the health status or testosterone levels of the men used to establish it. The LabCorp reference range for estradiol in men is 8 to 35 picograms per milliliter. However, like Quest Diagnostics, this range was internally derived, and no publicly available data have been provided regarding the health status or testosterone levels of the men used to establish it. I contacted LabCorp for information regarding how the normal range was established, and I was told by their director, Dr. Kelly Chung, that they no longer had that data and that the normal range was developed a couple of decades ago and most likely represented volunteers that worked at the lab. So we have no information regarding the details of how Quest Diagnostics or LabCorp developed their normal estradiol ranges in men. As we further evaluate the normal estradiol range, we're going to use the normal range for estradiol at LabCorp of 8 to 35 since it is the most frequently referenced. I'm now going to review the data on testosterone and estradiol levels and show you the testosterone levels that the normal estradiol range of 8 to 35 represents. Using NHANES data, we can go back and look at testosterone and estradiol levels in men over the last several decades. These are the median estradiol levels for NHANES 3, 1988 to 1994, and NHANES 1999 to 2004. Looking at the 20 to 39-year-old age group in NHANES 3, all men estradiol levels were 36.5, 45.5, and 33.7. In the same age group in NHANES 99 to 2004, all men estradiol levels were 28.1, 36.5, and 28.1 picograms per milliliter. In the 40 to 59-year-old age groups, the same NHANES data showed an estradiol level of 33.6, 39, 30.9, 36.9, and 25.2. 60 and above, estradiol levels were 34, 38.8, 32.8, 26.7, 33.3, and 22.3. Now let's look at the median testosterone levels from the same NHANES data. In 20 to 39-year-old males, all men testosterone levels were 599. In continuous NHANES, it was 542 nanograms per deciliter. 40 to 59-year-old age group, 486 and 445. 60 plus, 435 and 392 nanograms per deciliter for all men. Now let's pair the testosterone and estradiol levels. Now the estradiol levels are broken down by race and ethnicity, and the testosterone levels included all men without breaking the levels down by race and ethnicity. In order to compare all men estradiol levels to all men testosterone levels, you simply average the estradiol levels of all men non-Hispanic white, non-Hispanic black, and Mexican American in each age group. So when we pair the data, here are the results. These are the results for the median testosterone and median estradiol levels for NHANES 3, 1988 to 1991, all men. For age 20 to 39, median testosterone levels were 599, which correlated with an estradiol level of 38 picograms per milliliter. At age 40 to 59, testosterone levels are 486, correlated with estradiol levels of 35 picograms per milliliter. And at age 60 plus, testosterone 435, correlated with estradiol levels of 35 picograms per milliliter. Looking at NHANES 1999 to 2004, age 20 to 29, testosterone levels were 542, which correlated with an estradiol level of 31. At age 40 to 59, testosterone levels of 445, correlated with estradiol levels of 31. And at age 60 plus, testosterone levels of 392, correlated with estradiol levels of 27 picograms per milliliter. These were all median levels. Now we just evaluated median levels, but now let's look at average testosterone and estradiol levels from the same NHANES data. In the 1988 to 1991 data, average testosterone levels of 537 correlated with estradiol levels of 35.7. In the 1999 to 2004 data, testosterone levels of 534 correlated with an average estradiol level of 29.67. They also broke the levels down by age groups. 1988 to 1991, ages 20 to 24, 45 to 69, and age greater than 70 had testosterone levels of 549, 520, and 515 respectively, and that correlated with estradiol levels of 35.5, 35.36, and 38.61. Looking at the 1999 to 2004 data in the same age groups, testosterone levels of 529, 538, and 534 correlated with estradiol levels of 29.4, 29.9, and 29.9. Here's a 2021 study from the journal Andrologia, where they evaluated 3 NHANES continuous cycles. The average testosterone levels of 516 correlated with estradiol levels of 33.12 in the complete population. For testosterone levels less than 250, an average testosterone level of 182 correlated with an estradiol level of 22.49. And for testosterone levels of greater than 250, the average testosterone level of 546 correlated with estradiol levels of 34.11. In this 2007 Danish study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, they looked at the testosterone and estradiol levels in 20 to 29-year-old men. They looked at a reference population, non-obese population, and an obese population. Now, the low-risk reference population were men at low risk for secondary androgen deficiency, and they ruled out subjects that had small testes, chronic disease, subclinical hypothyroidism, significant alcohol intake, anabolic steroid use, and chronic disease, etc. These are reported in international units, so they are reported in nanomoles per liter for testosterone and picomoles per liter for estradiol, but they have been converted into American units. When we look at the upper limit for both testosterone and estradiol in each group, we find that the reference population total testosterone of 1,091 correlates with an estradiol level of 45.2. For the non-obese, a total testosterone level of 1,082 correlates with an estradiol level of 45.7. And for the obese population, a total testosterone level of 844 correlates with an estradiol level of 39.2 picograms per milliliter. This is a 2006 study from the Annals of Internal Medicine on endogenous sex hormones and cardiovascular disease incidence in men. They divided men into 4 quartiles. They based the 4 quartiles on the distribution of each hormone level in the study population measured at baseline. In other words, they took the men's baseline testosterone, estradiol, and DHEA levels, ranked them from lowest to highest, and then divided them into 4 roughly equal groups, with quartile 1 being the lowest levels and quartile 4 being the highest levels. And the values are means in this study. For all participants, a total testosterone of 520 correlates with an estradiol level of 30.3. Quartile 1 had an average testosterone level of 330, which correlated with an estradiol level of 15. Quartile 2 had an average testosterone level of 450, which correlated with an estradiol level of 24.6. Quartile 3, testosterone level of 560, correlates with an estradiol level of 33.8. And then quartile 4, testosterone levels of 740 correlates with estradiol levels of 47.6. Now, even though we are focusing on testosterone and estradiol levels and not focusing on study results in this section, it is interesting that those with higher testosterone and estradiol levels had less age-adjusted 10-year cardiovascular disease incidence and lower hazard ratios. As you can see, quartile 3 and quartile 4, as you go up in testosterone and estradiol levels, the hazard ratios decline. The study found that serum testosterone and DHEA levels were not statistically significantly associated with incident cardiovascular disease. A higher serum estradiol level is associated with lower risk for cardiovascular disease events in older men. The findings are consistent with the hypothesis that endogenous estrogen has vasculoprotective influences in men. Instead of continuing to look at baseline levels, let's now look at the estradiol levels in men on testosterone therapy when levels are raised to the mid-normal range. We'll start by looking at the testosterone and estradiol levels in the study by Stevens-Shields, relation of testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, and estradiol with changes in outcome measures in the testosterone trials. These are the baseline characteristics of all men involved in the testosterone trials as well as in the bone trial. So for all men, a testosterone level of 231 nanograms per deciliter correlates with an estradiol level of 20.3, and in the bone trial, a total testosterone level of 229 correlates with an estradiol level of 20.5. A median total testosterone level of approximately 500 correlates with a median estradiol level in the mid to low 30s. As you can see, this is the median total testosterone levels in the low 500s, and here is the median estradiol level in the low to mid 30s. Again, even though we're specifically looking at testosterone and estradiol levels, it's still important to mention the study results as it relates to estradiol. Increases in sexual desire with increasing estradiol were the largest, with high change in DHT and total testosterone. The increase in sexual desire did not seem to increase with total testosterone when holding changes in estradiol and DHT constant. Estradiol change had the highest variable importance, followed by DHT and total testosterone. The changes in sexual desire were most robustly associated with estradiol, consistent with studies of men with congenital deficiency of the aromatase enzyme and randomized trials in which administration of aromatase inhibitors suppressed sexual desire even in the presence of normal testosterone levels. The higher the level of estradiol, the better. Now look at data from the Traverse trial and compare testosterone to estradiol levels. The Traverse trial reported values in two ways. Overall, which is the top half here, includes all randomized patients who received at least one dose, even if they later stopped taking testosterone. The on treatment, the bottom values here, includes only values while patients were actively taking the study drug and excludes post-discontinuation labs. Now let's compare testosterone and estradiol levels at baseline, month 12, and month 36, since that's where we have measurements of both testosterone and estradiol. Baseline average testosterone levels of 220 correlates with a baseline estradiol level of 21. At month 12, 440 correlates with an estradiol level of 31. At month 36, a level of 428 correlates with an estradiol level of 31 as well. On treatment results, average testosterone levels of 220 correlates with an estradiol level of 21. Average testosterone levels of 441 correlate with estradiol levels of 31, and then average testosterone levels of 432 correlate with estradiol levels of 32. Looking at the testosterone and estradiol levels in the sexual function study from the Traverse trial, we can compare testosterone levels at months 12 and 36. These are the baseline characteristics of the participants, and total testosterone levels of 220 correlated with an estradiol level of 21. The sexual function study, the baseline levels were 220 for testosterone and 20.9 for estradiol. And these are the on-treatment levels. At month 12, the average testosterone level was 477, which correlated with an estradiol level of 32.6. A total testosterone level of 406 correlated with an estradiol level of 29.2. We have now been able to compare baseline testosterone and estradiol levels in men not on testosterone, as well as compare on-treatment levels of testosterone and estradiol when testosterone was raised to the mid-normal range. And here's what we find. The normal estradiol range of 8 to 35 does not apply to all of the achievable levels of testosterone while on testosterone therapy. It represents the normal estradiol levels for men with average total testosterone levels less than 600 nanograms per deciliter. It does not apply to men with total testosterone levels greater than 600 nanograms per deciliter. The normal estradiol range of 8 to 35 is based on men not on testosterone with levels less than 600 nanograms per deciliter. It should not be applied to men on testosterone therapy with levels greater than 600. Using population-based data and randomized trials in which testosterone was increased to the mid-normal range, we can apply the normal estradiol range from LabCorp to average testosterone levels above or below 600 nanograms per deciliter. If a testosterone level is less than 600 and estradiol is less than 8, low E2. Testosterone level less than 600, estradiol 8 to 35, normal E2. Testosterone level less than 600, E2 greater than 35, high E2. Testosterone greater than 600, E2 less than 35, low E2. And testosterone level greater than 600, E2 greater than 35, what is normal E2? What is considered a high E2 with a testosterone level greater than 600? As we continue to look at clinical data and human physiology, the essential questions become, is applying a fixed estradiol reference range clinically meaningful across different testosterone concentrations? What, if anything, constitutes high estradiol when serum testosterone exceeds 600 nanograms per deciliter? The answers to those questions will become much more clear by the end of this lecture.